It's time for health tips. Now here's your host, Dr. Alma Jenkins.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Alma Jenkins, and here we are again with health tips. If you remember last time, we did the collard greens in a cast iron frying pan, and we actually sauteed it and put our bell pepper in there and our ginger, and we had I sifted some black pepper in there, salt. I used kosher salt, some rice vinegar, and then sometimes I put a little water in there as well. And let me tell you, it was delicious. When we got done, my cameraman and producer ate some of the greens and just was raving about how good they were. So it tastes like, now I'm telling you this truthfully, it tastes as if you have ham in it. It has that taste to it. So you're not going to eat it and it's bland and you can tell it's trying to be veggie and all that. It's really good. So I want you to try that if you haven't tried it, and I want to know what you think about it. Okay? Now, let me get all the housekeeping points out of the way. You know that we are willing to come to your group, your organization, and talk to you about whatever health topic there is. It's still the month of February. I said last time that I would say some more about heart disease, and then we got busy going and I didn't say any more. But let me just tell you that hypertension is one disease that puts you at risk for heart disease, for heart attack, for all that. If you don't keep your pressure down, then you're going to work your heart harder. So then the heart has to get bigger trying to take care of all that work. And unfortunately, the bigger the heart gets, the less efficient it becomes. Now, you only have so much room in this chest for things to get bigger. So bigger is not always better when it comes to the heart. So then it becomes less efficient. You have trouble then with congestive failure, or maybe the vessels don't get enough oxygen, the tissue may not get enough oxygen with all the strain going on, and then you have a heart attack. The other thing is that buildup in the arteries, causes also some compromise of blood flow. So then the tissue doesn't get enough oxygen. Either way, the final common denominator is that the tissue that make up the heart fails to get enough oxygen. And the oxygen is carried in the blood. When that happens, the tissue has no choice but to become injured or die. And we call that a heart attack. Okay? And if enough of those tissues die, then the heart can't function. Then that produces death, of course. So we're all about preserving this heart and keeping it as strong as possible. That also includes keeping your weight down, because if you gain a whole lot of weight, then that also puts a strain on the heart. Now, I am in a process of trying to lose some weight myself. In fact, I think I can see where I've already lost some, and I'm losing some more. But you know what that's requiring? That is requiring me to look at my diet, look at what I'm eating, and be very careful about what I'm eating. It means that I will try and exercise every single day. Because let me tell you, it is not easy to lose weight. If that were the case, then people would be doing it right and left. It's a big industry because it's difficult to do. And one of the first things to start with when you're trying to lose weight is breakfast. What are you eating for breakfast? That kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day. So if you are having a huge breakfast, bacon, eggs, grits, butter, gravy, all that kind of stuff, that's a heavy breakfast. Now, that doesn't mean you can't have those things, but you'll have to have a lot less of it. And you need to learn how to have other things for breakfast as well, things that are lighter and easier. And one of the things that I, decided to put together for myself was a special smoothie, because I was starting to get some aching in my joints, And last time I told you about a smoothie that I sort of made up. You hear people talk about black cherries if you have joint aches. So when I was in the grocery store, I saw that they had actually a black cherry concentrate. Okay? So you don't have to really buy all the cherries, but you can get this concentrate, and it's like 2 tablespoons to a cup of juice or water or something. And then, of course, I saw my wonderful pomegranate juice. Okay? So what I decided to do is put together some things that I knew were healthy and would benefit my joints and would give me a boost, you know. So what did I do? So what I did is, and you get a little veggie in there too. So for those of you who are single, I keep harping on that because I am, and you want to not throw away a lot, you take your vegetables when you buy them, you wash them, and you put them in packets so that you can go ahead and use them right away. And these are my spinach. Now the only reason I'm going to rinse them again is because when they sit together, they kind of, you know, get a little bit bitter as they sit. So I'm going to just rinse it a little bit there. So you put some spinach in here. I usually like to put a good handful in there. Not too many, because you don't want it to taste too green. But you see what I have there? That's not a whole lot. And then I will put my strawberries. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 strawberries. You can put 3 if you want. And then I take my black cherry concentrate, 2 tablespoons. Oops, sorry, that's my bad. I usually put a little bit more because some of it is lost in the process. Okay. And then I put some pomegranate juice. I just put probably about the same amount, so I'll measure it out so you'll know what you're doing. Okay, I put about 2 tablespoons of that in there. And then I put some almond milk. I just pour like, depends on how creamy you want it. And if I were to measure that out, it might be about 1/3 of a cup or so. And because I don't have any honey, I'm gonna sprinkle a little Splenda in there. Not much, because Splenda is very strong. Okay, and last I add my ice cubes. Okay, I didn't put a lot because the strawberries are already frozen. So then, now we're using, of course, the Nutribullet. Okay, now I'm not advertising for them, but it works well. Okay, now then, now if you want to put a protein powder in there, you can do that. Let me see, I actually have this organic greens, but I already have some greens in there, so I'm not going to worry about that. But some of you may have some protein powder that you want to add to it. You can do that if you like, to give you some extra protein. I use usually, you can either use some whey, WHEY powder, or you can use rice protein. They have different protein mixtures in the health food store that you can use to put in there. I don't happen to have any on hand right now, but I put the top on here, and then you put it in your Nutribullet. And you just let that whip up. Okay. All right. Now this is really a smoothie. Now, if you want it thicker, you can put more ice cubes in there. You know, it looks yucky. It looks yucky, but it tastes good. I saved that for my producer right there. And you know, you're getting ready to go to work and you just want something quick to drink instead of drinking stuff from the store that they've put together and put sugar in it and all that. You know what's in this. Organic stuff that you know from scratch that you put in there yourself. So you know exactly what you're putting. Only thing substituting, instead of Splenda, I usually use some honey if I have it. I'll put honey in water and stir it up real good and let it dissolve and then put it in there the same way I did the Splenda. And it tastes delicious. You know, you can sip on this and in the evening when you have your dinner and you didn't buy anything to drink, and especially if you're a big soda drinker and you're trying to come off sodas, this will be a good alternative for you, okay? So you can just make one of these and you'll always have something to drink. You'll always have a drink, okay? This is delicious. Now, if you like it a little more sweet, because I noticed I didn't put much Splenda in it. You can always put more honey in there, or you can put, because I didn't even use half of the pack of Splenda. So that fresh taste in this is because I only put maybe a fourth of the Splenda that was in here. Okay, but if you put more Splenda in it or more honey, you can imagine it'll taste like a sweet drink. And it's healthy. Everything we put in there was very healthy for you. Okay? So you get one of these and one of the egg muffins that I'm going to show you how to make on one of the shows. You know, a lot of times you'll go by McDonald's and you'll get an Egg McMuffin, right? Do you know you can make that right in your kitchen? You can make that and it's just as good, if not better. I'm going to show you how to do that. And you put them in a muffin pan like you do muffins and pop it in the oven. And then you take it out and you've got what you need. You don't even have to put the egg and the cheese different. You can go ahead and put all that together, and then you don't even have to put it in bread. So that's less calories. So you can put that in the oven, make yourself a muffin. And if you want, you'll have your muffin and your smoothie. And you're so healthy you can't hardly stand yourself, okay? So I want to show you how to do that muffin next time. I think you'll really enjoy that. I want to do some exercises with you because I want us to start out this year being healthy, cultivating these healthy habits. How many of you have exercised this week? Okay, now it takes effort, and if you do it enough, you can make a habit out of it. Okay, now I'm in the gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 o'clock because I have a trainer right now, and that's the best time for us to do it so that I can get to work on time. But I have found that those 2 days a week at 5 in the morning help get me revved up, you know, and so it's a good thing. So I recommend it. If you can start your day off exercising, well, first of all, doing your quiet time. I do believe that the prayer and the scripture reading starting out in the morning just helps to set the tone for the whole day. And then when you've done that, getting your exercise in, it's a challenge now. I'm still trying to figure out how to get all that done. So don't think I'm telling you this because I've got it down. But I can tell you that daily quiet time, which I've been able to do because I've had a little break in my schedule. So I'm not rushing around right now. So I'm kind of in a little bit of a vacation time right now. So it's been much easier for me to get all that in. But if you can get that in the morning, it will set the tone for the rest of your day. And then you'll be more reflective about what you're doing that day. especially when it comes to eating and exercise. So also, instead of trying to do your exercise that morning, if you can't do it then, just at lunchtime do 10 minutes. Do 10 minutes of walking at lunchtime. So that's 10 from 30, so you only got 20 more minutes to do. When you get off work, do 10 more minutes of walking. And then at night before you go to bed, do another 10 minutes. Now some people say, well, if I do that, I'll be too revved up to go to sleep. What I find is when I do it at night like that, it's so soothing that I sleep better. So you do your 10 minutes and then you get your bath or your shower or whatever. That also helps to sort of rev you down or calm you down, so to speak. And, you know, have a nightly ritual. You know, I think that if you can make retiring something that you look forward to and something that you have your little ritual that you do and then you retire, I think it'll make it more interesting and you're more likely to do it. I speak as a person who didn't have good retirement habits for a long time. You know, fall asleep in the chair, you know, get up in the middle of the night and got all your clothes on and then you're trying to go to bed. That, you know, I've done it, so I know what it's like, but it doesn't help you the next morning. So I encourage you to try new habits. I'm still working on it, so I haven't conquered it yet either. So let's get our cans out, and I'm gonna set my smoothie aside here. And we're gonna go back over that before the show ends. I'm not gonna have a chance to do the breakfast muffin right now because we'll be out of time. But if you're interested in doing the breakfast muffin with me next time, I want you to get about 5 or 6 eggs. Make sure you have 5 or 6 eggs. Some bell pepper. What else are we going to put in it? You can put different vegetables in it that you like. Now I like the bell pepper. I also like, you know, mushrooms, but many of you don't. I might put a few broccoli heads in it too. I want you to get some cheese. Make sure you have some cheese because we're going to use that as well. Excuse me, and I'm trying to think what else are we going to put in there. Those are kind of the main things, the eggs, the broccoli, and whatever little veggies that you like, we can sprinkle in there, and then some cheese. I want you to, you know, make sure you have those things. If I think of anything else, because I'm not looking at the recipe right now, but I think those are the main ingredients there. And then we're gonna pop it in the oven, and then we'll take it out, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And I want you to try it, so you know exactly what you're getting. You might want to season it a little bit to some salt and pepper to make it, you know, so that, because once you get that, you're not gonna be putting anything else on it. You're just gonna be eating it like that along with your smoothie or with a cup of coffee or whatever you want to have it with. But that can be your breakfast. Okay, and I know you said that for breakfast. No, but they allow you to have like 2 or 3 of those muffins. If you can have a breakfast under 350 calories, I think that's reasonable. You know, around 300, no more than 350 maybe calories, you're doing really well. And then you can save some of those calories for lunch and dinner, you see. The less you have for breakfast, the more you have left over. Now, I personally am trying not to have over 1,500 calories in a day. So, you know, that means that you got to really think about what you eat when you're on that kind of a diet, okay? So, let's do some exercise. You know I'm a can lady. Because why do I do that? Because cans are easy to get. Most people have some cans in their kitchen, you know, of some kind. So you don't have to go out and buy expensive dumbbells or expensive gym equipment. You can exercise with what you have. And the more we start to do that, the better off we'll be. All right, let's start out with some stretches first. Let's just take our arms and just stretch and hold it out there and hold it out there. and hold it out there. Let's take some deep breaths and let it out. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Hands up in the air, and to the side, to the front, to the side, down, up, down. Let's go to the side this way. Let's just stretch. Let's go to the side the other way. Oh, and just stretch and stretch. Okay? Ooh, that feels good already. You know, it does. All right, and let's march. 1 and 2. Let's swing those arms. 3 and 4, 5. I can't stop talking about how good those collard greens were last time. I'm telling you, they were delicious. You have got to try that, okay? And if you saw it, but your good friend didn't see it, tell her how I made it, okay? And if I ever get the cookbook out, I'll put some measurements in there for you so you can know exactly how much to put in there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. All right. All righty. So let's get our cans now. And let's just lift. 1, 2, 3, and 1. And 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 4. Now, if you do that many, you're going to feel it in your arms. But guess what? If we keep working our arms now, we will have nice tone-looking arms by summer. You know summer when you start wearing all your arms out and everything. So, okay, now I have them out tonight because we're in the house. It's nice and warm. But you know it's cold outside. Okay, so let's do a little boxing. 1 and 2, 3. You know, I told you about the fact that if you keep doing this, you're going to get sore. Well, I am sore. I'm still sore, but I'm working through it. And 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, let's do 15, and 12, 13, and 14, and 15. 2, 3, 4. Let's march it through now. 1 and 2. Now what you can do, what my trainer does with me, is we do 3 reps of everything. So whatever we're doing now, do it 3 times. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and 15. 2, 3, 4. Great, great. Okay, now let's just take a deep breath in and let it out. Deep breath in. Let it out. Okay, and see, we still have about 3 minutes. So if you have not gotten your cans, if you're sitting on the couch and you're looking at us, we're glad you're tuning in, but I want you to be a participant, okay? So go in the kitchen and get your cans, or if you just don't want to go in the kitchen, just stand up and do with me what I'm doing, okay? All right, so let's do some lifts now. Let's turn our wrists toward in front of us. All right, see how I have my wrist here? And let's go. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now I have to tell you, or I will tell you, I feel good about this. I went to the gym today. I walked on the treadmill for a solid hour, and then I did another 20 to 30 minutes worth of exercise in the gym. Now I don't do that every day, But I did it today, and let me tell you, it felt really good. Okay, now you might not be able to stay on the treadmill for an hour. That's okay. At first, if you just start doing it, you might want to get on there for 5 minutes maybe, or 10 minutes. That's fine. I didn't count then, so I hope you were. If you weren't, that's okay. I did it enough that I felt the burn in my arms. Okay, now let's lift this way. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You'll feel this in the back of your arm. And 6, 7, and 8. 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 2, 3, 4. Now, you know you're doing it when you can feel that burn in your muscles. I felt it. Yes, I did. All right. Now I'm just going to bend for like 20 or 30 seconds because I don't have much time. I'm just going to bend here for. That takes the stress off my back and it feels good to my back. Let's hold that for the count of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That felt really good. Now, do everything we did to 3 reps. Okay, and then you're going to feel like you had a really good workout. Okay, and remember that what we did tonight, we did a smoothie. We did what I call my green smoothie. I used spinach, almond milk, cherry concentrate, pomegranate juice, ice cubes, spinach, Splenda or honey if you have it, and a little and ice cubes, and just blended that, and it is totally delicious. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Good night.